7 Motorsport here. I'm here today at the Daytona circuit, as you can see, and we have here a race where we are all driving the Ford GT Le Mans, and a couple of my teammates are driving prototype cars. This is actually a practice race for the 24 hours of Daytona that I think happened last weekend, and this race is actually from a couple of weeks ago, and of course I managed to stall my car, so that would mean, I guess, that I have a little bit of work to do. So I finally managed to get going and of course locked up my brakes in the first turn. And it looks like, yeah, one driver had a little bit of issue, a little bit of an issue, and also he was a little bit laggy. So that brings me up to 4th position. And as we now skip ahead to the second lap, I am closing in on 2nd and 3rd position. And it looks like they are having a fight for position, so that would make it easier for me to get closer to them and hopefully overtake them. And you know, of course, about the proximity indicators that turn bright orange when you get close to another car. Well, the guy, my teammate in 3rd position driving the green car, has of course the proximity indicator from the car behind him, and now approaching the chicane he suddenly has 2 of them right behind him, so that did startle him a bit. But anyway, I managed to get past the driver in 3rd position, and I'm now hopefully going to catch up to my teammate and get past him. And for those of you who watched my previous video called Team Highlands Racing and Friends, well, this is one of the Saturday races we did a couple of weeks ago, as I take 2nd position in the beginning of the 3rd lap. However, my teammate is having a look on the inside and we did make a little bit of contact, but he was able to recover real quickly, and of course again I lock up, so we make contact again and we're going 3 right through that corner just for a bit, but eventually I managed to pass them again. So now we skip ahead to lap 5 after I caught up to the driver in 1st position. Anyway, what I was saying a moment ago, this is one of the Saturday races we did a couple of weeks ago. So if you are interested in some clean racing, then definitely send me a message on Xbox Live on Twitter if you have a Twitter account. And who knows, maybe we will see you in one of our Saturday races. Okay, back to the race. I'm in 2nd position at the moment in lap 5, and the rest of the race would be as I get passed by a prototype car. The rest of the race would be a fight for position between myself and the driver in 1st position. So right now he is about 200 feet or so ahead of me, but in the first turn coming up I would catch up to him, and yeah, we will fight, like I said, for position. As I get passed by another prototype car, we would have a really close race, and yeah, that would last for the entire, or just about the entire race, as I go a little bit wide. And what would happen every time we would get to the infield, like here, I would catch back up to him, and of course sometimes you make a mistake and then he would move further away again. And speaking of making a mistake, that was quite a slide, but I managed to correct it, and yeah, I didn't lose too much time. He's about 100 feet ahead of me, and yeah, this would go on for the entire race, like I said. Anyway, skipping ahead to the beginning of lap 7, and like I said, we are at the infield again, and I managed to catch up again, and I'm right now right behind him again. And as he goes a little bit wide, I'm almost able to get alongside him, but he did have a slightly faster acceleration, and as I'm attempting to go around his outside, I didn't notice the prototype car coming up, and that did cost me a little bit of time. And as we're going up on the oval bit once again, I have again some catching up to do. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this was a practice race for the 24 hours of Daytona we did a couple of weeks ago, and practice is good because sometimes you get a little bit, well, let's say you sometimes don't notice that there is a prototype car right behind you, and you nearly end up getting yourself into a huge accident, but luckily it all worked out okay, and both of them managed to pass me without a problem. And as we're about to start lap 8, and hopefully I would be getting closer again to the driver in first position as he goes wide, and we are now side by side through the first corner, and finally I managed to take over his position, and hopefully I am now able to keep him behind me. But we do have 3 more laps to go after this one, and like I said earlier, this fight for position would last just about the entire race. So of course, like I also said, sometimes you make mistakes and you start doing it right, you take the defensive line, but I ended up going a little bit wide, and he managed to stick his nose just far enough ahead of me so that I would not be able to move to the left and prevent him from overtaking. So that meant going too wide towards the chicane, and yeah, going too wide through the first part, and he had the better line, so he was able to take his first position back. But like the phrase says, it ain't over until the fat lady sings. Well, that's exactly what would happen. No, there is not going to be a fat lady singing in this video, but I myself, of course, would make mistakes from time to time, and so did the other driver, although yeah, he's going slightly wide, but no, I wouldn't really call that a mistake, but I did manage to pass him on the inside, and I'm now once again in the lead of the race. And yeah, I would have to defend my position once again. Skipping ahead again to lap 10, and again I'm taking the defensive line, but I go wide once again on the exit of the corner, and he managed to get on my inside again. However, this time he was able to take my position as we are approaching the chicane for the 10th time in the race, and we're almost going too wide, but not quite yet. And this time he would make a mistake coming out of the chicane, and I was able to get past him on the oval and retaking my first position. And as we approach the first turn of the final lap, and the prototype cars have already finished the race, and this time it was the turn of the other driver to have a look on my inside, and we make a tiny bit of contact, but both of us were able to keep it together, and he would remain close behind me for the remainder of the final lap. And at this point of the race, while I have gained my first position for the second time, I was really trying to make sure that I wouldn't make any silly mistakes, like, I don't know, going wide on the exit of this corner right here. However, this time he was far enough behind me so that I would not have to use the defensive line, and coming up on the oval for the final time. Excuse me. There's only one chicane to go, and assuming I don't mess that one up, then he should not be able to get past me again. And although he is right behind me, he was not able to get past me again, so I would end up winning this race. So this is the kind of racing you can expect on our Saturday get-togethers, and of course there's going to be contact from time to time as everyone makes mistakes. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in my next video or on the track. Goodbye. And of course, someone had to be using a drill while I was doing the commentary.